Okay, so Noah here again, which is exciting. So Noah was actually our first Green Champion president in the Manhattan-Ogden School District. And so it really did kind of start out with, a lot of times at schools it's just one or two people who are actually interested. But can you talk about like how, the district kind of brought all those teachers together and the meetings and just how you've kept that momentum going over the years?
Yeah. So it was kind of just a fortuitous meeting between Rachel and I. Our kids went to the same school. We were out in front. We were talking about, man, it would be really cool if we could just kind of, get a green thing started in this district. And so at that point in time, then I kind of started to reach out to one or two other interested individuals. And from there, once we had one or two people, then we have kind of able to brainstorm a little bit. Really, the thing that kind of really kept us going was we knew that there was a need to identify, if we wanted our entire district to be moving forward with this idea of being green, then we needed to have what we called a champion at every single building, every single site. And so that means that with 13 buildings in our district, we needed to have a champion in each district because we needed to have that buy-in. We needed to have that person that was going to be the voice of that particular building. And so that took a while, and it's not easy, and it's something you have to keep doing because as soon as you identify a champion at a building, then they're moving to a different building or they get a different job and you got to find somebody else to kind of pick up that torch and keep carrying it. And so that's always been the challenge. That part never ends. But once you have your group, then you can always fill in those gaps. And I would recommend not letting those gaps sit for too long. You find that next person, you get them in there because you need that voice in that particular area. We kind of decided early on that, we did need to meet. And so we would meet, trying to meet once a month. And we just get those one representative from each building, and if somebody couldn't make it, then they let somebody know and they try to fill them in later. But it was like we always shared the cool things that were happening in our district because that was kind of important. So you planted a tree, we want to hear about it. You did the water investigation, we want to hear about it. We also decided that using the investigations from Kansas Green Schools was a really cool way to kind of begin to tie us together. We decided that rather than we just kind of flying out on our own, let's all do the waste and recycling investigation. And if we all do it, then we can kind of help each other out and provide this kind of support network. So it was like, rather than me just trying to figure out, man, how am I going to do the cafeteria audit today? It was more like we'd have a meeting and be like, hey, how you guys did the cafeteria? How'd that go? What'd you do? How'd it work? And it really helped a lot of people be able to move forward. And so that was our first investigation that was district-wide. We had every single building do the waste and recycling investigation, and it was pretty awesome because then we had not just data from an individual building, but we had data district-wide about how much waste we're producing and how much of that waste could be recycled, and it led into conversations about like maybe we should do more composting and maybe we need to figure out how to get recycling paid for in this district. And it's a conversation that's still happening right now, which we're trying to figure out how to get recycling paid for, and it becomes a district wide initiative. And so it was just nice to have that core group that we could keep getting together and keep plugging along, and we still do it today, even after we've had a weird COVID year where in-person meetings have definitely gone down, but just that networking kind of slacked off. But now we're starting to email and we're getting excited about next year and thinking about how we can really kind of pick this thing up again. So yeah, that's our story of.
So how did you kind of organize it? Do you have different roles? Like, are there different
We
positions?
do. We do have we kind of have a president, a secretary. We don't have a treasurer, but that's really our president was the person that kind of kept everybody connected. And so when I was serving in that role, it was just a lot of just communication was just the biggest and the biggest challenge was just keeping people connected. And it was like, I kept telling people, is like, if you become a member of the Green Champions Committee, you are for life. Like, I'm not taking you off the email list. Sorry. And even if you don't want an active role, like, I still wanted people to know what was going on in our district. So we got, when I say Green Champion Committee, I'm talking about everybody that's interested in that. That was separate from that core group of a representative from each building. That core group met every month, but the Green Champion Committee, we had as many as 50 members at one point in time, where it was just people that were made aware of the things that we were trying to do, and also people that expressed an interest in, having some role or helping. And so just getting the information out there, letting people know when there's opportunities for grants that they could write, just a lot of communication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you even had like community partners come in who could help with some of the investigations. Or
Yeah, absolutely. We formed a connection with Kansas State University, and we had Kansas State students would partner up with individual schools and help teachers run some of the investigations. A lot of community members and involvement with people coming in and offering their expertise, and really cool talks from people that were involved in recycling programs here in our community. So it was, and that the cool part about all of the schools doing the same investigation was we could share those resources because we were doing them together, and so that was kind of a cool opportunity as well.
Excellent. All right, thank you.